Last few years, the knock on this guy in the scouting reports was had a hard time defending, wasn't overly physical, a project. Cut to this year, World Juniors, Team Sweden, he's wearing a letter, ends up winning gold. As a defensive anchor, ladies and gentlemen, Leo Sahlin Wallenius, the Sharks' 53rd overall pick. Same draft year as Sam Dickinson and Macklin Celebrini, no big deal. And listen, I ran 2 of his games through GameRun, and I'm going to show you what the scouts got right and also what they maybe got wrong. So let's get to that darn tape. You're darn tootin'. Well, now we're getting to the tape with the Swede. We're going to start right now, right here, and watch just the way he defends. His backward skating, his mobility, his defensive positioning IQ, all elite 8 and 9s. Look at him with his stick extended, T-pushing, cutting off the post, not allowing this forward to cut in. And then I like the physicality. Lean on this forward. This is how you knock a guy off the puck when he's trying to drive to the net as a defender. You just lean. He's such in a low base. Put your weight on him. Great job closing out. We're going to see once again here. Got to bring this back because I just find this so sweet and sexy and smooth. Every D-man should be taught this. He is up. His gap is tight. He's on the forward without the puck. He recognizes that this forward's coming with speed. One crossover to the middle. Push. Hide your length. I say that a lot on these tapes, but he goes from 2 sticks, waits until the attacker is in that strike position, and then it's just a quick poke of the puck. It's a flick of the wrist. A flick of the wrist. We're going to see it once again. Hiding his length. Great gap. His gap control, his stick positioning, all 8s, all very high level, especially in the 2 games that we watched. 2 ends on its stick. He waits until that forward comes into the kill zone, and then it's a little serpent's tongue, just a little whips it out there. Good job sticking. And then now, hey, who said this kid's not physical? Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the... What a hit. Good finish. You notice... You have five USA players below the tops of the circle. That is a green light to pinch. And then look, he stays in the blue line. Great poke check. Once again right here, we look at him coming over top. He's closing, good positioning, gets the puck, and then look at the regroup. This is something I think is elite in Leo and his passing and distribution. Both games rated an 8 to a 9, but look at his head is up the whole way. He looks, he's very calm the way he passes the puck. It's a quick snap, turns the wrist over. I love this. He uses his eyes. He uses time and space. When he has time, he can pick apart attackers and forecheckers just the way he moves the puck. He notices because there's 2 forwards looking for a change in Latvia, there's no need to go D to D. Just cut that off. Go right to the forward. Good entry. They're back on offense. Forward screws it up again. Not shocked. But then he stays up in the play. Good pinch, knows there's a guy behind him, but stays aggressive. And then look, he sees 3 players on him. He can throw this puck away. He could be simple and just put it back in, but he sees that he can make a play. Once you recognize there's 3 forecheckers on you, all you got to do is put it to an area of space and trust your forwards are going to be there. I know I say don't trust the forwards, but sometimes blind trust, they'll get it right one of these days. So here we go once again. Turns, opens up, his eyes are up ice. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see his hands are away from his body. It's a nice snap. He's got a little bit of a fatter blade, which I noticed, which kind of is maybe why he's a little bit simpler with the puck. It doesn't overly stick handle and overly shoot the puck, which we'll get to later. I like a little bit of the creativity here. He wheels out of the zone, drops it to the forward, and then he just stays underneath. And then it's a simple breakout. This is all that he does. It's quiet, may look boring, but this kind of stuff gets me up in the morning. Look at him right now. This is a skill every defender, young defender should learn. Backing up with your head up and handling the puck, never having to look down, never crossing over. Look at him. There's a lot of glide there. He's waiting for somebody to get open. Forward gets open, distributes the puck, and then jumps up ice. Now we're going to see, I like his willingness to jump in and grab this puck. He wants to wheel it. His skating, he's a great fluid skater. He's not a top-end speed explosive player, but I think he's great at crossing over. A lot of these Swedes, they're all just so good on their edges. Right here, I like that. Recognizes he doesn't need to dump this puck in. Allows for regrouping. Gets on his left edge, pushes back to the middle a bit, creates a a lane for himself. But when you do this and your eyes are up, forwards always break their skating down. They won't bum rush you because your eyes are up. It's something that Brian Marchman always taught me, something that Mike Ricci always taught me, is get your eyes up when you're a defender. And then I love this. Get up in the play, get to the back post, put some pressure on this Latvian defense. Look at the Latvian defender. His eyes immediately snap, and then he turns away. He is not watching puck. They end up getting the puck back and staying in the offensive zone. Right here, I like he makes a great play on the reverse, and then he jumps in the play. Look at him ready, available, being a secondary option underneath, and then he moves the puck. Great little pass. Right here, I like him following up the play. Then I like this little edge work here. He's going to give a little pop it, and he's going to go wide. He's not just going to go where all the traffic is. He's going to go to the smart area. Look at him, makes that defender make a decision, and then I love this pass. Get your head up. If they're going to be fading this back, the defenders, he makes this slick little pass cross ice. He could release it behind the net. Probably will have to in the NHL. But World Juniors, maybe there's a little bit more room to be creative. He throws another seed. Johnny Appleseed here, just dishing. Great pass, gets it back there in the zone. Now we're moving on here. I like his support, second quick. Let your defender take the cream, take the physicality, take the hit, and then you come up and clean up the mess. I love this, all very fluid. He doesn't go in front of the net. He can go either way. He's staying in a perfect position. He is staying skinny, gets around, and then just a nice pass up the wall. Good job by him. Of course, the forward turns the puck over. Not shocked. Now we're going to see a little bit of his escapability. I like this. I'd like to see more of this. He sees USA forward falls, but he also notices two USA forwards, toe caps are going all in one direction. He sees an opportunity to hit the brakes, take this ice up the middle, go where nobody is. I like that. He jumps up in the play, and then I love this pass. He's a pool player. Love that. Great play, moving it up ice. Now we're going to get into something that I think he needs to work on, is his shot. His shooting threat was a 5. This is something he needs to work on. I think he needs to be more of a shooter. He needs to try to pound pucks. That's not enough. He shoots usually low, pad height, or he shoots for a tip. We're going to see it here once again. He gets the puck up top. I don't like this shot selection. I saw it a lot in his games. He kind of, doesn't put a lot on it. Like I said, he's shooting for sticks, shooting for pucks. He's got to get it past the first layer. I'd like to be him a little bit more dynamic of a shot and try to score. Try to score. Here you see it. His one-timer is very Erik Karlsson-esque, where he doesn't. Brent Burns, a lot of new HD do this. You see his stick. It does not come over his shoulder. He is not tickling the rafters. I think most young defensemen should learn how to shoot a one-timer like this and put a lot of weight on it, because you can guide the puck to net a little bit better. He gets this through. Good shot. He did a good job. But I like seeing him shoot to score and not just shoot for, a rebound or a stick. I like his aggressiveness here. He gets up. He wants the puck. But this we're going to see. Don't overhandle it as a young demon. You got this puck here. Be ready to step into it. Your body should be coming into it. You should be loaded. Right here, he's loaded. Shoot it or pass it. His eyesight wants to go to this pass to the back post. If you're going to make it, make it. But this is a shot all day. This has to be right upstairs. He waits a little bit too long, dusts it off, and ends up the defender is able to make a nice play with his skate there. But he ends up still getting it. Now we're going to see him go back up top. And I like how he finds a shooting angle. This is something the Sharks need on the power play. They need a shooting threat from the point. Once again, we see that one-timer. Doesn't go over his shoulder. I like that. It's a very compact. It's a driving one-timer. It's not one that is, usually earmarked for goals. It's one that you're looking for rebounds. You're looking to put it on net and shoot for a tip. Once again here, I like this. This is where I think he does thrive in his shooting. He shoots for tips. Look at that. He gets that puck, turns it over, and then he puts it right on net because he knows that the defenders are a little late. Leads to a goal, leads to an assist. Good job by him. Then we're going to see, once again, we're going to see a goal. He scored in this game. I like how he gets his hips around, turned, and I like that he wants to shoot. He's a shooting threat. It's rolling, but again, his eyes are up, and this has a little bit more zip on it. A little bit more zip than the other ones. He puts this on net. finds a home, finds a goal. Great job. And then lastly, we're just going to do some things to clean up. Young mistakes, we call it. His physical engagement sometimes is 6 or 7, 6, 7. We see a lot with him defending. He gets up into the numbers with a cross check. Then he gets up in the numbers, and then he goes the wrong way. Young D-man, you got to go for the blade. The guy can't score if his blade is up in the air. Yes, he can go off his skate, but you have to win that battle. You have to get under sticks. You can't go around like that. You can't go into the body. You're not covering anything. Once again, we're going to see also something to clean up. The knock on him was under pressure. Sometimes he would force turnovers. I'd like to see him here keep skating. You're going to see his D-man calling for the puck. You don't need to open up. We saw earlier in the video, he likes to open up as soon as he gets the puck. He likes to get his eyes up. But sometimes you got to just take a little bit more ice skating, get away from the forecheckers. You see his D-man calling for it. He's going to spin, and then it kind of rolls off his stick, and he just kind of throws it right up the middle for a turnover. Not what we want to see. You'll get punished in the NHL when you're doing that. We're going to see one more time him doing that. He's in a good position as a release valve. The puck gets rolled around. This is where one of these things where sometimes you got to take a hit to make a play. Nobody's ready. You either got to hammer it up the wall. You can't be cute with it. I am a big proponent of the middle pop, but I'd like to see him either spin off, take this puck on his backhand, and maybe look what's available. Maybe just try to chip it to your D partner. But everybody's reloading for US, and you have a forechecker coming down on you. You cannot throw this in the middle with people reloading. It's just danger zone. So I'd like to see him take the puck a little bit and maybe reverse it back, get his eyes up. He throws it quickly. Like I said, this was something that was told he needed to work on, but I like his stick positioning. I don't love the stick in the numbers. Keep your stick hard on the ice. He's going to follow there and make a good block, get good positioning. Like I said, his defensive positioning has been and is scouted as very good. He's always in a good position, has a good stick. Just would like to see a little bit better decisions with the puck and a little bit more physicality. We're going to see here him entering the zone. We saw him earlier on the pinch right here. This is him. You have a guy in an island. You have to close here. You have to close. This is where in the NHL, if you give any of these guys time, they're going to make plays with it. And don't go in the numbers here. Your stick should be on puck, and then your body should be in the numbers. You should be pushing, and then only once you're close, your stick should be on puck, two hands with your hands into the hips, pushing, getting this forward off balance. When you go into the numbers, you allow them to make a play. You allow them to move pucks because the puck can get by you. Great job by centerman coming back and supporting. Then lastly here, I'd like to see a pinch. I'd like to see that a little bit more aggressiveness in the neutral zone. I think he waits sometimes, and I think that's just a young guy's mistake. You sometimes wait. It's a little bit easier. It's easier because guys will skate right into you. In the NHL, that won't happen. But I love his stick placement, his stick out, and then I like the close here. Good job. Closes. Lot to like from Leo Sahlin Wallenius. He models his game after Miro Heiskanen. I have him more as like a Hampus Lindholm, Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and people might say, oh, he's Miro Heiskanen. Those are two very, very good defensemen in the NHL. They move very similarly. I'd like to see him add a little bit of that bite that Oliver Ekman-Larsson has, and I think he will be a very effective D-man for a long time in the NHL because he's so smart. He skates so well. He's a great passer. I'm such a big proponent on defensemen that can make a great first pass. Like we saw, GameRun rated him 8 to 9. I saw that in the tape. He moves it very well. And again, the Sharks getting him in the second round, 53rd overall, and the same draft here as Dickinson and Macklin, Celebrini. This is a guy that I think I could see develop and end up being in the top 6 for the San Jose Sharks. And it's a guy that I could see surprising people and having a camp. And then everybody's like, wow, he's starting the season with the San Jose Sharks, or he's going to be with the Barracuda next year. And I think he's going to do great. And I think we will eventually see him in the NHL if he continues to develop. That is another episode of The Bite. Hope you're having a good time. I've been enjoying doing these and I've loved the support. Thank you so much. Please like, please subscribe. Go back and look at the other film that I did on Dickinson, on Ryan Lynn, on Keaton Verhoff. Tell me which other San Jose Sharks prospects you'd like me to see. I know I haven't done a lot of forwards, even though I hate the forwards. Let me know which forward in the comments you'd like me to do as a prospect or a forward that's playing currently with the San Jose Sharks. But like I said, like and subscribe. And thank you so much. Continue to tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun this season as we get closer. And let's go Sharks. That's the bite. See you next time.